Hey, what's up there, fellow rock stars? All right, welcome to the Magic Mirror Formula real-time workshop program. All right, we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna try to do some of these things right in front of your very eyes and see what we can accomplish in the shortest amount of time possible while walking you through this stuff. But before we officially dive in, let's make sure you can hear us loud and clear. So, Dan, will you say hello real quick?
What's up, fellow rockstars? Can you hear us?
And Jake, you say hello.
Hey guys.
Everybody hear us loud and clear. Tell us you can hear us, and then yeah, go ahead and if you haven't already, let us know where you're coming from today. I see our good friend Roy. He's out there in West Texas, I believe. Yeah, Texas.
Excellent.
Yeah. Got got Michael in Toronto, Barry in Scotland, cold and wet. Sean in Pittsburgh, 58 degrees. David in Chicago says it's unseasonably warm. All right, we got Al here from the Philippines, Mark in New Jersey, Doris from Ireland. All right, awesome guys, awesome. Dave from Muncie, Indiana. Michael says he can hear us loud and clear. Chuck in Arkansas. Unsunny in Portland, says John. And let's see here. Doris is looking forward to the great call today. And Lynn in Australia. And then we got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Sunny. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. All right, and this is going to be a little different than your standard, standard training, live type training, okay? Because we're doing stuff live in front of you. Nothing has really been pre-done, So a lot of times when you come to a webinar, we've got all these fancy slides and all this stuff ready to go that we prepared like, weeks or days in advance. And today that is not the case, and that's because we're so confident. We know what we're doing works, and we're going to just do it live so that you can benefit from just the real-time building out an asset, going after something, and going for some good results real quickly. So we asked everybody, we wanted to put like a list of 5 or 6 things out there for you guys to kind of vote on based on what we knew, there was some interest in. Wow, it was actually really close. It wasn't quite a tie, but it was a 3-way race between what was it from the tiny shipping container house like market, which we were just kind of like having fun with, like putting in there. We're shocked to see the results. How many people we didn't know you guys knew that much about that stuff. But anyway, we were shocked to see that was actually just edging by a slight amount of the winner, followed by attorneys. Which was a close second, and then what was the third one? Dentist, I believe.
Yep, dentist.
Yeah. So, and we might do more of these types of cases and be able to cover all those things. But we're gonna have some fun because we're gonna go after something like that's a little weird, but actually is surprisingly, I think, might be a big opportunity, a big market. So to show you guys how easy this is, because I was a little bit worried, like, man. Because we all know it's easier to go after the localized keywords, but we're going to go after some global stuff today. Does that sound cool, everybody? Everybody good with that? Going after some big time keywords? Yeah. All right. All right. Now, here's the deal. We're gonna bring up a little checklist here, okay? And we'll try to fancify this and put it in your member area there, okay? Let me know if you can see this checklist here. Basically, this is essentially what we do. And guys, one of the benefits of this right now is we are always looking to improve and to refine and make things easier and better. And so even from probably even from like just a week ago, what you saw in the training, there'll probably be a couple little minor tweaks in here that we'll be adding to the training, but you're going to see them here first. That we've kind of uncovered and seen that are really working well. But here's this 17-point checklist. We are going to go through all 17 of these steps today together. Okay, and we're hopefully, all right, I'm going to say that, hopefully, let's all knock on wood together. Hopefully, by the time we're done, we might see some actual ranking results, even if they might be mid-tail, long-tail keywords. Hopefully, we will see that before we end today. That's our goal. Either way, if we don't, we'll do a follow-up to this, obviously. But we're hoping to actually see some live results, because then we can save ourselves some time, be lazy like Dr. Dan, and not even have to do a follow-up. That would be really nice. Okay, so everybody ready? Everybody ready to get rock and rolling with this? Yes? Okay, you see the checklist? You ready to go? Okay, cool. Doris is having trouble seeing the screen, so let us know if that changes. Okay, we can see let's rock, rock on. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we go. Step 1, monetize opportunities. Now, we're dealing with this what is it, like mini houses, tiny houses, which actually, when if you start looking into it deeper, that's a really big market. I've only recently started to learn about this, and I know Dan has too, and Jake's known quite a bit about this, but that's a big fad. I mean, it's everywhere. Like people converting shipping containers into houses and all this stuff. It's actually a huge industry, and we're talking. What is it? I think you told me like hundreds of thousands of searches happening just on that alone.
Monthly. Yeah, and there's television shows on DIY about it. Whole shows devoted to the tiny house movement. So
cool. So we're gonna let's start looking into this. Let's go through this process from scratch here so that we can figure this out. Okay, so first thing I want to do is look for monetize opportunities. All right, so I already did a little quick, thinking about this, and obviously the easy things to go after are going to be affiliate related. So if I just type in like shipping container house, okay, I'm going to look and see if anything is like selling anything online. Okay, I mean this is a first step. Like I'm going to look, okay, these are all articles, so I might add the word for sale, right? I'm going to add for sale and see, all right, who is selling this stuff? Okay, look, Alibaba. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. That's one of the big things we do. So that was one. So let's go ahead and make note of Alibaba.com. I'm going to go ahead and take this link here. All right, and this is just kind of our process. So we apologize if this bores you a little bit, but this is our process. So I'm going to put that little notepad there. I'll come back to that. I'm going to go back to my search results, and then maybe I can look for an info product. Okay. I might just type in DIY plans, okay? See if there are any info products out there. All right, looks like we got different articles, so okay, cool. I got this little PDF thing, and let's see. All right, so we see results there. Well, we can just go straight over to like ClickBank even, okay?
Hey, can you enlarge the
Yes.
viewing area? Yeah, cool.
You got it. Is that better, guys? Cool. All right, so we go over to ClickBank, and all right, let's go to the affiliate marketplace, and I'm going to type in, I'll just type in tiny house, see what we find. Tiny house plans. Okay, there we go. All right, so I found this. You guys, like right now, what we're going to do is we're going to make this thing work and rank, and I'm going to show you a little trick that we're going to use here, so we don't have to worry too much about getting the affiliate stuff, all right, or all the monetization stuff. We at least know how we're going to monetize. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys too. All right, let's see. I guess I'll just make the font bigger there. All right, so let's make this like there. All right, so I'm going to take that ClickBank thing there. So I got two things there, two things that I can monetize. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I suggest everybody does this. This is not specifically in our checklist, but this is the best way to do things. So you want to go over, if you have one. If you don't, get one, but you want to have yourself like a site that you use to have redirects. Okay, we own this little site here called easyurl.co, for example, and all we did was just install WordPress and put this free thing. It's called Pretty Link. If you haven't heard of it, you probably have, but that's all we're gonna do on there. So I'm just gonna put DIY house plans. Whoops. All right, that actually needs to be my actual link. So I'm going to name that link DIY house plans. Okay, and then I'm just going to, for right now, I'm just going to take this this link here, okay, that I found on ClickBank. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to that sales page, for example. All right, I mean, I know, yeah, I'm just giving this traffic away right now, but I'm going to come back and get my affiliate link later, okay? It'll just give me time to come back. And the reason we do this, let me explain why we do this. The reason we set these links up is then later on, if I find something else that I want to use instead, all right, maybe it's a client that wants to pay me for this, you know, then I can direct this to their site. Maybe it's something else that's a better commission or better conversion. I can change it. Just by coming in here, it changes on every asset that I have automatically because I just got to remember this easyurl.co/DIY houseplants. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah,
So
and
I'm gonna
also it's important to point out too, that's not the only reason because you might get banned for some reason from an affiliate program, or you might find a better affiliate program as well, and you don't want to be like having to go to every single content place to change that link because you didn't use a redirect.
Yep. And then the second, I'm going to create the second link there. Okay, so that was DIY house plans, which was an info product. The second one I'm going to do is the actual like homes, like where people can buy them. So buy, probably let's call us prefabricated, or have a prefab tiny homes. Okay, prefab tiny home. All right, does that sound good, Dan? You cool with
Yep.
that? Okay, so I got two links now. So I've got the prefab tiny home. So I'm gonna put this in my notes. I'm gonna bring my notes over here. Okay, let me grab my notes.
Maybe we should explain what a tiny home was for those that didn't know.
Go ahead.
Cool.
While I'm
Uh,
copying and pasting stuff.
Perfect. So in case some of you are sitting there going, "What the heck is
Well,
a tiny home?"
it won the vote, so I figured enough people knew. But you're right, Dan. Some folks might not.
Yeah, so what's cool about tiny homes, and at first when Ben like talked about it, I was like, I don't know about that. But then I started looking at it, I'm like, oh crap, that's actually what I ended up looking at myself when I was doing a search for a portable because I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe they sell like a portable backyard office that I can buy. And then these popped up and I'm like, are you kidding me? Those are awesome. Like, there's companies that'll come for, anywhere from 5 to 20 plus grand and build either they'll use a shipping container or they'll build it from scratch. Like you see these, that's a shipping container right there that they customized and made into a luxury like little house or a little office or even a sound room. So I'm going to actually have one built where it's going to be my office and sound room so I can go in there and do a lot of recordings and stuff like that. And then you don't have to mess with the inside of your house and hire construction workers to
Well,
tear apart your place.
I think the other reason these are taking off so popularly, I mean, because these are shipping containers converted, and they actually look kind of cool. I mean, look at these. These are pretty damn cool, and they're pretty cheap, considering like it's just a shipping container and it's converted, and it's become this whole industry that's popping up. And I think one of the reasons for its popularity is the emergence of what I've seen is of Airbnb and sites like that, because what people are doing is they're building these little guest houses in their backyard and they're charging, $100 a night, and this thing costs, they can get one of these for 5 to 15 grand or whatever, you could see some of these that cost like a fortune, because if you get I've seen pictures just looking, recently at like hotels made out of containers, it's like crazy. But the emergence of Airbnb, just think about it, like, okay, I'm gonna spend 10 grand, build this little cool thing in my backyard, I got the room, and charge $100 a night, so I'll make my money back in just after somebody has, after 50 nights, right? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Also mortgage free too. People were, the big searches on that, like, hey, I want a mortgage free home. You buy one of these for 5 or 10 grand, and you ain't paying a mortgage no more.
look at this one. That's a shipping container. That's like 3 shipping containers put together. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And these are just tiny homes. We're not talking like, anything crazy. I mean, some of these are like, okay, you fold it up. Look at that. You unfold it, and there's your home. That's crazy. But yeah, when you talk about like having an office or any of these things, so in other words, there is money here. So this is a viable niche. There is money here. There are entire like cottage industries sprouting up around this. So this would work for, like, right now we're just going to do an example. We're going to just go for global to show you and we're going to go after some global keywords, and we're going to use these things. And what we'll do with Alibaba is we'll just contact one of those people. Let me bring up that site again. Okay, I'm going to bring that back up. What we'll do on Alibaba, for example, is it's really easy if you haven't ever done this. Be the same thing with even doing a local deal. Is I would find one of these manufacturers of it. So like these guys right here, they have these ready to go prefab containers. Well, I'd click that little contact supplier button, and I'd contact them and say, hey, I wanna resell this as a drop shipper, and they're selling it for whatever price, and you get your own price list, and you set that up, and you can literally just send it over. It's like being an affiliate for them essentially. You can even just ask, hey, can I just send you traffic, and you just pay me a commission? Easy to do. So, or you can sign up for any number of things there. You can even just do this for local. So if we're going to go after like just shipping container home construction in Irvine or in Dallas or in Denver, Colorado. So there's money there. I mean, if you're looking at this, I mean, it's pretty serious business. So this is exciting. So we're gonna have some fun with this. So there you go. There's our initial monetization. So hopefully you understand. I know we're jumping around. That's because this is not like this isn't scripted here, but you understand this process here. So
Well, let
we
me.
set up two links.
John here is actually asking a question about the easy URL. Can we explain that a little bit more? So, in case anybody else is wondering, we're just saying that we're using PrettyLink, which is a WordPress plugin. So all you need to do is install WordPress, and we actually bought the domain easyurl.co. So that way it wasn't branded with a company or anything like that. So
Yeah, don't use Bitly or
correct.
TinyURL or anything because they can just take it away from you.
Yep. So we use that URL because we didn't want it branded like a company or anything like that. We wanted to kind of make it look like a Bitly kind of service, so that way if somebody saw that link, they wouldn't be scared to click on it. So make whatever you want. It could be easy, URL.com or whatever you want it to be, you know, or anything like that, or specialoffers.com /, which might actually get tracked by spam filters, but that's what we did. So as far as a service, we're just using PrettyLink on this. You can get PrettyLink for free. It's a WordPress plugin. There's a PrettyLink Pro, which we actually own, but you don't really need the Pro version. The one that Ben's shown right here, I don't even think I upgraded that to the Pro
That's a free
yet.
version.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just a
the
free
free
version.
version. And
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 it also lets you track your hits. So obviously these are brand new, so we don't have any unique hits on these. So those are brand new. So you can actually see how many people clicked on it. So it gives you a little bit of power. So it also allows you to put those URLs anywhere you want.
edit them at any time as well. So you can change
Yep.
them, edit them, and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. So hopefully that helped. There's other stuff that you can get as well. Like there's easy. There's some other ones, but this is by far the easiest because you can search and everything. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so look at this. I mean, for example, if I want to change this, so for example, like this one link here, and I find somebody who just wants to freaking rent this site for me, essentially, get the power of all the leads and everything that we're able to do with it. Well, all I have to do is say, okay, well, tell me what page you want me to direct that traffic to, without having to make any major changes to a site or multiple sites, because we'll have these located everywhere. All I have to do is just change this target URL. That's it. So that's why we're doing this now, so we can go ahead and get this build done, get the content done, get some results, and then we can come back later and update this to be an affiliate link, update this to be a landing page we want it to go to. So this doesn't get us stuck, because it's really common to get stuck. You have this great idea, you want to go do it. It's really common just to get stuck and say, well, I'm going to spend all day researching the best affiliate program. Well, okay, I'll just find a decent one. Use something like that for now. Or you don't have a client yet, and you want to send that. You want to have a call to action going somewhere, so you can have it going to some generic place until you do. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. You understand now why we do that.
Yep,
It's not
lazy
something.
way, baby, lazy way. Dude, guys, this actually is a service that you could offer local business owners as well. I mean, I've came in to some meetings that paid me a consulting fee of a few grand just to come in for an hour, and this was like the number one, like that they just went nuts for. They were like, oh my God, I never even thought about that, because they've been like going online, going to like meetup.com if they had like a service or whatever, and they had to constantly go there and change stuff. Like, oh, well, here's the updated link. Here's the updated link. And I told them about the redirect. I'm like, oh my God, what? Seriously?
Look at this. One of you on this webinar went to that link. Look at that. One of you on this webinar. Who was it? Who was it? One of you on this live training went to easyurl.co/prefab tiny home. Who did it? Come on. Come on. Who did it? Okay, no, you're not going to tell us. That's okay. But yeah, there you go. So we now know that the tracking actually works. All right, cool. So there you go. That's what we do. And we did have a question here, and we're going to take a lot of questions at the end, but I'll go ahead and address this now. Because somebody just said that what is renting a site? That is new to me. Basically, well, welcome to the Rockstar family there, Chris. Here's what it is these kinds of assets, when you're able to build these, all right, so right now we're going to do something in this tiny home, shipping container, home office. We'll figure out some keywords and things to go after in a moment, and we're going to do something in that space. Now, if I wanted to, I could build this all around a city or community or a place where I know that there are businesses that want this traffic, that want leads that come from this, right? So there might be, for example, a whole bunch of different subcontractors here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area who do these, and I'm sure there are. I mean, this is such a huge industry that's new but big. So I'm sure there are plenty of subcontractors that would love to get jobs just finishing these out, right? Finishing out shipping containers, doing that. So if I were able to do that for Dallas, well, it's simple as, okay, I've got all this positioning for traffic. I got all this traffic. I got all this authority. I got all this happening. It's all coming in. I can send it all to you, all right, just by doing that little redirect, right? So the call to action takes them over to that contractor's landing page or wherever they want it to go. It all goes to you. It's all yours. You just pay me $1,000 a month for that. And they're just releasing it for me. I still own the asset, by the way. I still own all the rankings that I get from it, everything else. So if they stop paying me, remember, we got this little redirect. I can just say, you're not paying me anymore. I'm going to take that elsewhere. So that's the reason for these. And it also just allows us not to get stuck in that, so we can just go after getting the content, getting the keywords, getting everything set up. All right, so we good now?
I believe we are.
Cool. All right, here we go. So there we go. That's our little thing we're going to throw in there about using pre-link. So that's something we do. It's not in the official training, but we figured we'd show you there since you guys decided to show up and sit here on this long, drawn-out training today. All right, but that's okay. So we found monetization opportunities. We did the. I'll put like a little note here. All right, I'll put URL redirect. Okay. We will give everybody this guide. Everybody want this checklist for themselves when we're done? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I actually put it in the a link to it inside the chat box.
Okay, cool. Well, there'll be it's being updated on the fly. So
yeah.
URL redirect. All right, now next, keywords. This is where it starts to get really fun. So what we normally do is we start with kind of like a big broad list, and then we start narrowing it down to top 5. Okay, so that's where we're going to head right now. First, we like to just start to get some ideas. We already kind of like, just by talking, we've already built up some ideas here. So I'm going to put in here a note, keywords. Okay. Now, we normally like to just go here. Okay. We use different tools, but we've got our own right here. We got our little keyword tool here. So I'm just going to type in like shipping container. Okay. Homes. All right, and let that thing just do its work. All right, it's going to just give me some ideas. Like we're just going to use it for ideas right now, and then we're going to kick it kind of old school for you guys so that we can explain this even better. Because just using the tool doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to understand how to kind of figure out the psychology behind keyword research. Because this is a foundational piece. So if we have your permission right now, we're going to kind of get some quick ideas here. But then we're going to go and do this the old school manual way. Is that okay with everybody if we like actually kind of do this manually? Okay, Lynn says please. Yeah, because we figure we can show you a little bit of what's going on behind our process when we do it manually. Okay, so here we go. I mean, so Dan, will you start kind of looking and see some things that pop out at you?
Yeah, can you make it a little bit bigger too?
Yep. Let me do that right now. let's see. There you go. Is that better?
Yep, way better.
Okay, so I see like how to. All we're doing right now is we're looking at like little extra words to kind of give us some ideas, because all of these keywords here are, this tool here is pulling from Google suggestions. So that's good information for us to know. Like look right there, DIY. Okay, so I might start making myself a list. So Dan, will you start like kind of making a little list of some of these little extra words that we can add, that we can kind of look to and use for inspiration of making this thing?
Yeah, so DIY.
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 I saw like beach, cheap. So cheap, affordable. That cost. Cost is a good one. Like tips. People always like searching for tips or reviews. This is kind of where we get started here, guys. Buy. That's buyer intent. Prices. Okay, that's kind of goes to cost.
Yeah, what's cool about this too is that when you're building these kinds of lists, like everything that Ben has mentioned is universal for other stuff as well. So like, some of these that we're going through, we've used these over and over again for other niches, which is awesome.
Yep. And so, we're just kind of looking for, the word is modifiers. These are modifiers. We're looking for like those modifiers. Yeah. So like,
Average
Dan,
cost.
you already said one, like office, like like a backyard office,
Yep,
like a
backyard office.
backyard shipping container office or whatever. What are other things like? If you guys have any ideas, throw them out there. Throw them out there. Okay, got word benefits there. Let's see. You said studio, Dan. That you can also
Yep.
say like backyard apartment, guest house, luxury. Because we said cheap, but then there's like luxury. Then there's like modern. I think I saw the word modern in here somewhere. So that I don't know. There's a lot to
Yeah.
scroll through here.
Somebody said exercise, like a little exercise.
Yeah, like a
backyard
workout.
gym.
Yeah, backyard gym, a home theater. A home theater. Because you don't have the room in your house to build your home theater, so maybe you got room in the backyard for a little home theater. That's cool. DIY plans, tips, guide, reviews, best, easy, fast. I mean, these are all some modifiers that we like to use from time to time. Let's see, like assembled, like assembly. Just we're getting into the heads of like what people are gonna be looking for off the grid. That's awesome. Agricultural buildings, cool. Benefit. Okay, yeah. Okay, you guys throwing out some good ideas there. I'm thinking like pool house, cabana, cabin, like having a cabin in your backyard. Okay, so now we've got a few little things here. Let's go kick this old school now. Okay, so I'm actually gonna pull up Google itself. All right. Let's go to Google. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and start doing some searching. So if I just do, let's just start with this as a seed, shipping container homes, okay? Now, it's going to give me even more suggestions in here, right? You see these suggestions down here, guys? Let me make that even bigger, all right? So it's going to say modular. Okay, I already a prefab. Okay, cool. I actually picked a decent word there on that URL. Prefab. All right, so let's put prefab down. All right, prefab. That's a good one. So hopefully, what we can express here is we're just starting to put together a series of words that we can use in order to like understand what people are searching, and then we can find the right content and combinations. And right now, we're going to make this as easy as possible to win. So I see a list of these modifiers here, Dan. Okay, so I'm going to pull this list up.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now let me put this in front of you guys. Let me copy this over here. All right. So give me just a second, guys. All right. So I'm going to pull up this text edit. I'm going to add a new one. Okay. Just so it doesn't get too cluttered. So here we go. This is a whole bunch of modifiers. I think we cheated a little bit because we used some of the modifiers we use on everything here and mixed in there. But this is because we have our master list. I think you pulled some of that from our master list, didn't you, Dan? Yeah,
Yep.
we'll give you our master list of modifiers too if you want that, guys. Okay, so they are like office, theater, house, home, studio, tiny, mini, prefab, modular, modern, luxury, cost, price, near me. Okay, that's good. I think that's one of the ones we use a lot. Assembly, assemble, turnkey. Cool. All right. Guide tips. All right, so you guys see that. So that's kind of our keyword modifiers. So it looks like we're going to kind of, let's look at offices, theaters, like guest houses and stuff, because I think we can win these. All right, so let's go for some wins. All right, where should we start, Dan? Should we start with like, let's do, what do you think? Oh, I see this one, prefab shipping container homes.
Yeah, for those that don't know what prefab means, it's just prefabricated.
Yeah, that means it's turnkey. So that's the perfect traffic for one of those links like that is selling them, right? So if I do that, well, here's something that you all need to know. If you hopefully you already know this because you went through all our training. Whoops, is that you put these in quotes, okay? Get rid of Texas there.
Yeah, does anybody know why we put those? Does anybody here not know why we put them in quotes? Okay, I think there was like 3 people that said they didn't. Okay, and all that's doing is giving us an exact match search, letting us know who's actually trying to rank for that exact um, list of keywords in together, not separated on the page all over the place. You're basically saying you're force feeding Google what you know you want to rank for.
Yeah, so right now I can see that this shows me actually this is actually really good news in terms of okay, there's definitely a huge market here because I mean this is look at all this 157,000 exact results. Look guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not gonna just out the gate go for this keyword, but this tells me that this is extremely popular, right? Because now I know that means look, I see all these. We talk about Alibaba, all these Alibaba listings. So that tells me this is extremely popular. Now I'm going to start thinking about different things. So what did we say earlier? Like I think it was one of those modifiers, like backyard. Because I mean, searching. You were searching for like a backyard
Yeah,
office.
yeah,
So
backyard. Yeah.
all right, let's change the word. Let's get rid of because if I check prefab container homes, that's pretty much as popular. So if I do prefab backyard, okay. Container homes. Let's see. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Look at that. All right, no results found for this. Now, that does not mean there's no searches. It just means there is nobody out there who has thought to put these words together in this way. Okay? Now, obviously, results come up and viable results, real, actual, related results. But in this combo, nope. So I'm going to just go ahead and start adding that. Okay, so we got prefab backyard container home. I'm going to change this.
Notice that on the list, guys, that you'll see it says the about 210,000. Now it's 209,000. Google's giving that to you because there's absolutely no results. So it's saying, okay, well, there's no results, so here's something else.
Yep.
That's why. But you have to look for that no results found, and you see that, and you know it's something winnable.
Yep. Let's play around with this prefab container guest home.
And also
Okay.
keep in mind, guys, just because you typed in, just
Boom.
because, nice. Yeah, so just because Ben's putting in prefab container guest home doesn't mean if somebody types in prefab guest home that we won't possibly show up for that as well.
Yeah, even that big keyword we're talking about, like prefab container homes, like even that or prefab shipping container homes, we are still positioning ourselves to be able to rank for that. But we're looking for the easy wins that allow us to get the big ones and the little ones. Does that make sense to everybody? We can stop and see if you guys have any questions or confusion here that we can clear up. Okay, cool. We're good? Okay, good. So I want to make sure we're here to make sure this all makes sense to you, our process, because we've done it so many times. We could just sit here and just do it and be quiet, and it makes sense to us. But we want to make sure it makes sense to you. You need to understand this process. So so again, I'm going to be able to go after that keyword absolutely, but I'm going to go at it at an angle where I can get an aggregate immediate effect of getting a whole bunch of other of these. So
Oh, here's a
prefab,
good question here from Sean. And I think we did kind of skip that. Is if there is no zero numbers, so what is a good number to look for? And typically we say anything under 100 is decent. Even under 200 is decent. But honestly, I mean, we get so many freaking winning combinations of 0 or 10 that we don't even need to ever. I mean, I think the last time I went for something that had over 100 was like maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago because there's just so many keywords to choose from.
like this one, I changed the word home to house, and it got two results. All right, so I got two results. So that, I mean, that's a decent keyword. And I'm gonna actually put on this. I'll put the number two next to it. I'll put 0.
Yeah, that's how we always do it, guys. We always put like a little, 0, 2, 1.
Yeah, and
And
then I'm
once the
gonna.
list, we for some reason I don't know why we just don't like using CSV files, but once we build our list, we just copy it off of the text file and throw it into a CSV file, an Excel sheet, and then we actually will organize it if we have too many keywords, just so we don't have duplicates. But most of the time, that's how we do it.
All right, let's play with backyard a little more because I think we had prefab backyard container homes, but let's do backyard container guest apartment, which I don't think that's a really good one. Sometimes you gotta go by your gut. So backyard container guest homes. Did we already do that one? I just did it again. No. Okay. No, that's without the word prefab. So look, we're finding even better ones here, right? So backyard container guest homes. All right. I'm gonna add that to the list.
Yeah, I'm going to give you
Now,
guys an idea too. I'm going to give it away. I know Ben's going to be like, "Damn, why'd you do that?" But just from going over this, and we want you guys' minds to kind of work the same way of building digital assets, is that you can actually create a product teaching people how they can make extra money by putting one of these shipping containers in their backyard and then listing it on those sites, right? Vacation
yep.
sites and Airbnb and all those.
Well, that's a great idea. I mean, dude, that could be an entire thing right there. It's like, hey, here's a great way to, you know, pay off your own house and get a guest house. Like
Yeah, you
that would
can
be a
give it
really
away. You
cool.
can give it away or you could sell it. But if you give it away, you can build a list of people that are interested, and then you can like just send them links to stuff that makes you money.
Yep. Now let's go to the movie theater real quick. Okay, let's
Or
check that
sell
out real
those
quick.
leads. Yeah.
Backyard movie theater. Okay, there's lots for that. So that okay, cool. Now if I added in container, okay, we know this is an emerging industry. Look at there, backyard container movie theater. Okay, if I change that backyard to shipping container movie theater, 9 results. Okay, what's another combo you'd want to look at that for, Dan? Trying to find what to add for a list. I'm not
Hmm.
sure if these are ones we want to add yet. Um,
Hmm.
like container movie theater. Okay, there's over 5,000. So I'm going to go back to backyard container movie theater. Okay, that's got a 0. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the list. All right. Are you guys just like having so much fun watching us do this? Okay. Go back to shipping container movie theater. Got 9 results. Okay, well, we could probably do better than that. But we'll add it to the list and put the little 9 next to it so we know. Whoop, not 89. No.
Oh, here's a good question right here from Naomi. She's asking, okay, because this is a national search term, right? So that we're not doing
We're
any,
global.
yeah, we're doing
Global.
global. So if we were doing something locally, would we throw in the city name? And that's a great question. And to answer that, normally what I do, unless I have an actual city in mind, and I just want to know how winnable the search term is, whether it's the city, different cities, um, I would actually search a large city like something like Dallas. Dallas is really huge and has a lot of competition for stuff. So if it was a local term and I wanted to find if it was winnable across all the different, cities, that's one of them I would check. And then I would check a smaller area, which is like my area, and it's not small. I mean, I forgot what our population is. And and I would actually search Irvine, so Irvine, California. So use whatever example. So Ben might use Dallas, and then like Plano, which is not as large as Dallas, and
Yeah, but
that's how we'd
there's
search.
still over 100,000 people in both of them, and there's like 250,000 people in Plano, and like so. I love those opportunities to go after those like cities and areas that have when we're doing a city type thing. I mean, a lot of you saw the example probably for the used SUVs. We love just to kind of go after a city like Dallas and look at like all those suburbs and areas surrounding it that have over 100,000 people, and the combined effect is just as big.
Yeah, and if you're not trying to look at all the different cities and you have one city in mind, then that's all you need to do. There's no reason to check Dallas if you just want to rank in, your city, whatever city that might be.
Yep. Okay, so I'm getting some ideas. So I've got a couple things on movie theaters. I got a couple things on offices. So this backyard shipping container office, over 2,000 results. That's not bad. So we'll be able to get that by going after these other angles. Like I think I showed while Dan was talking, I did prefab backyard shipping container office. So just by adding the word prefab, it doesn't mean we're not going after that keyword. All right, it just means we're going after one we can win very quickly and start getting traffic on very quickly. Because one of the things you'll notice, this is really important when we get into this discussion is that this is all about a combined aggregate effect, right? And if we can do this smartly, we can get those big ones, those big like shorter tail keywords. But we also know that when people are really looking at buying something, or that real intent is at play, they type much more specifically in the search. I mean, people are really trying to make a purchase decision, especially about something that we're talking about in the thousands of dollars. We're not talking $20 here. They're a lot more specific in their search, because the people that are just searching tiny home or tiny container home, or guest house, container guest house, just those really short ones, they might just be like just doing a little bit of like daydreaming, or just like curious to see pictures. They're not necessarily, but people that start typing in backyard container office, well, they're thinking of their backyard. They're thinking of getting of doing something. They're more likely to be in that mode. So we're able to kind of take advantage of that. And now with what we know about voice search becoming more and more and more prevalent, well, when people are speaking their searches, they're speaking in more complete sentences. They're saying a lot more stuff. So these are absolutely viable. Hell, we've built a huge mega business out of these long tail keywords, so it works. All right, so let's. What other ideas are you thinking of, Dan? So let's stay with offices for a moment here. Anybody else think of anything? Feel free to throw them in there. Um, let's see, backyard shipping container office. We did prefab. Let's see. Like I could do backyard. You can do backyard container office space or studio. What do you think, Dan?
Hold on, I'm answering somebody here.
There we go. Office space. Let me do studio, because then that allows us to go after both the studio, the container studio, and the container office in one. So we get like a 2-for-1 on that one. All right, so that's a 0. These are some good keywords. Okay, what else do we have? Let's move into, let's see, uh, what else do we want to do here? I'm just thinking here. How about, so we got an office, we got movie theater, we got house. You know what?
Prefab food stand. Somebody posted that there.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That isn't a bad idea. So prefab, container, um, food stand. I actually saw, looking at Alibaba, there was a whole section of those things that were dedicated to like retail, like prefab restaurant, prefab, even like guard houses and stuff, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's
Yeah,
a good one.
I've seen a couple of those in some of the parts out here in Orange County. We've got some of those containers and small built little stores like that. We had a question here. Somebody was asking. I might as well answer this before we get too far ahead. They're asking, will we include the state in the keyword as well? So, like, let's say we did Dallas. Will we do Dallas, Texas? Well, typically we don't put the state in there in the main keyword. So if we're titling the page or whatever, or a YouTube video, we don't put the state in there. But we will sometimes put that in the page content. Like we'll do Dallas, Texas. But we don't do it that often, though.
There we go. This is a really good one for the info product. Yeah, we'll put the state, somewhere in there. But when we're doing the keyword research, we don't normally put that in there. We usually put it in there so we just by default rank for both. Because like example of it is like, if I did, let me just show you this in all right, tiny container house or container house construction. Okay, Dallas. All right, no results, right? Well, if I just added Texas, and if it's going to be the same thing. Well, if I put this, if this were the wording I used in that page, okay, or on the page, if I had this like in a heading text, heading 1 text on that page, well, guess what? Guess what I'm going to rank for? I'm going to rank for both versions. I'm going to rank for Container House Construction Dallas and Container House Construction Dallas, Texas. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's do construction plans while I'm already there. 6 results. So I've got tiny container house plan, all right, which I think had, let me go back and find that. That had 5 results. And then container house construction plans has 6. These are going to be good for like that the info product sales and things like that. So I can do watch this. I just add the word DIY to that sucker, and boom, I don't even have to deal with the 5 results or the 6 or whatever.
Yeah, now
So,
you're going to compete for both.
Yeah, and I'm competing for both. DIY container house. Let's just take away the word construction. 8 results. I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good thing right there. 8. So we got 8 results on that. If I do DIY, let's change this just to tiny. Okay. Tiny container house plans? No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Somebody mentioned
Dude.
mother-in-law. Nice.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
Dude, this one's big business right here. Seriously, guys, do you see what we just uncovered? Because look what we're going to be able to go after with this keyword. All right, only one result. Only one result. All right, it's this your home design. Okay. Now, what we're going to be able to go after with this keyword is we'll be able to go after tiny house plans, container house plans, tiny container house plans. Like, I'm sure tiny house plans is going to be really competitive, but man, but by having that modifier, yeah, 422,000. But by having that modifier, we're in the game. We are in the game. We're still competing for it. We're still able to play on the same field as these other 422,000, but we carved out our own little space here. I mean, so that's pretty big. So there's only one for tiny container house plans. Okay, let's see. We do tiny. What did I find there? I found container house. Somebody said yeah, mother-in-law. What's this other word? I think it's like they call it like granny flat. Like container house granny flat. Wow, is that for real? 2,500? Is that real? I'm shocked.
Wow.
No, it's not. It's not real. It's not real. There's a 17. There's 17. That's another thing, guys. You need to pay attention to that. So right here, so Google just played a little trick on me. They told me there's 2,500 results for that. Okay. When I scrolled down, I noticed it said there's only 5 pages. Well, like 5 pages does not equal 2,500 results. So I went over here and clicked to the last page of the results, and I saw, nope, it only took me to page 2. Now it's telling me there's 17. Well, that's there we go.
It's Google trying to look bigger than that.
Yeah, Jake just said Google's trying to look bigger than they are. So the real math there is 17. So you have to sometimes look out for Google's trickery. Okay, so they try to trick us and tell us there's 2,500. We're not going to use that though, because I mean, hell, I just don't feel good putting granny flat on anything. So
I know, it's weird.
container. Let's see, mother-in-law suite.
Somebody actually owns a domain, grannyflatfinder.com.
Oh, really?
That's
Well,
.au.
sorry for saying I don't want to use the word granny flat. Okay. Well, hell, you're getting some good research here to use for your stuff. Okay. So container mother-in-law suite. Okay, we got 7 results. Let's see. Any other? Oh, you know what? All right. Let's do backyard. Let's get back to backyard because I like to stay on track. So backyard. Let's see. Container pool house. How about that? Boom! Look at that. No results. That's a good one right there, guys. That's some good stuff. We're getting some good shit right here, man. All right, backyard container pool house. How about cabana?
Or guest house. Did we put that in there?
I believe we have. Let's see, guest home and guest house. We have both.
Okay.
We don't have backyard. No, we have backyard container guest home, but yeah, we have it. Backyard container pool cabana. Okay, let's add that to the list, and that was 0. I love these zeros, guys. Let's see. How about we change the word backyard to prefab container? No results. Nice. All right, so we got pool house, 0. Pool cabana, 0.
Do we have the word kits in there too?
Not yet, but we will add it. Let me just finish this track on here on the pool houses. Okay, we got 0 on prefab container pool house. 0. You said kits,
Yeah,
so
'cause
you
I'm
want to
looking.
do prefab, or no, we have to take the word prefab out. If it's a kit, we have to take the word
Yeah.
prefab out. So it'd
Backyard,
be
guest house, kits,
backyard,
something like that.
guest house, kit.
Kits.
Well, we'll start with kit, and we'll do kits. So no result for kit. Let's see, kits. So let's see, let's see
Yeah,
if
it's
they're
doing that
telling the
weird
truth. They're
thing
not telling
again.
the truth. They're not
2
telling, again, they're
pages.
not telling the truth. 15 results for guest house kits. And if I change it to kit, 0. Right, yeah, without, so there we
Yeah, but
go.
if we do kits, then we're ranking for kit and kits.
I don't know why it's doing this weird little thing with me right now. It keeps
Yeah,
like putting that extra little space on me. You see that? No matter what I do. Okay.
that's weird.
Yes, because I'm not, that's giving me a little bit of doubt whether that's a good keyword, because that extra backyard guest house. Okay, kits. I'm going to do it without quotes, and I'm just going to come back and add the quotes because Google wants to mess with me right now. Ha! Oh, you bastards.
We might have
Keeps
a
adding
Google
this little
spy
space
on
with
it
me.
right now.
Yeah, they're like saying, you're not going to mess around. They're
Yeah.
probably going to hit me. Yep, they're going to hit me with CAPTCHA. I was about to say, they're going to hit me with CAPTCHA any moment
Wow.
now.
You haven't even been doing that many searches. What the heck?
Oh, man, it's impossible.
If you guys get hit with this, don't worry about it either. It's pretty normal.
Okay, here we go. We've got backyard guest house kits.
Oh yeah,
We
I got
got
0 results for kit. But yeah, let me try kits and see what happens.
with the S, you get
Huh.
15. 15. With kit, you get 0. So I'll put 0 and 15. All right, and then we can do backyard office, right? Office kit. 1,500 results. That's legit. All right, let's do. If we add the word container, 0. Okay. I don't know if we need to really add a lot more kit stuff though, right?
True.
Okay, now let's go into one, we're going to do one more little round here, okay? So we've got, so I think we've identified 4 opportunities here, like, so I'm going to add a little thing, okay? So we've got guest house, theater, pool house, and office, right? Those are our 4 opportunities. Can we all agree on that from our research here?
Yep.
Okay, so with those in mind, let's just add a couple modifiers here to make this really sweet. Okay, so I'm going to do, how about, let's pull up our little modifier list here. All right, so let's look at words like, okay, we didn't do cost, price, modern, or luxury. Those are all really good ones. Okay, so I'm going to do backyard. Watch, let's try this. Let's try backyard office, or let's do luxury backyard office. Let's just see what that gives us. See what that gives us. One result. Look at that. Boom. 1. All right. Let's do like backyard, a prefab, backyard office cost. 1 result. Let's see. You want to do modern backyard office. Okay, that's a little more. Okay, we got a lot of results. So if I do modern backyard container office, is this making sense to everybody? Kind of our process here of like we're doing this the old school way, but is this making sense? Yeah. Okay, Tim. Tim said, well, what if nobody is searching for that term? Look, man, what we're doing here is we are stacking this deck up, and yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, something like modern backyard container office, that's not going to get 1 million searches a month. It is not going to get 1 million searches a month. It might get 10. All right. I mean, really. I mean, it will get searches a month. I mean, it's because this is realistic. These are realistic, combinations. It's probably going to get like 10. But then you have a list of 100 of these. That traffic adds up. Now, it's also by going after these, we are signaling to Google, hey, we are about backyard container offices. We are about backyard offices. We are about, like our content is about, container homes. It is about, guest homes in the backyard. It is about all those things. We're just setting up like an aggregate effect of getting some immediate wins and building those all together. So yeah, Dave says that makes sense. All right, so that's really what we're doing is we're stacking the deck all in our favor, and we're not doing anything dirty here. We're just being clever and being smart about this, and we're teaching you our exact method. I mean, this is like before we use any of the software tools. This is how Dan and I sat down and would dominate entire pages of Google, really fast. We just sit here and like just do these kinds of things like modern backyard container office and see, okay, there's no results. We can win that. We can win that. We can win that. And it just keeps adding up. I think that was a 1. And when you start adding them up, oh, that's 0. It becomes this huge, this huge momentum in your favor of ranking for all these keywords, getting in front of all this traffic. And hey, at the local level, it gives you that boost of like being able to demonstrate to a prospective client, like, hey, look at all this I did. Look at all this I did. Even if it's a series of long tail, it's impossible to ignore the massive effect that brings of saying, look, I'm not a one-trick pony here. Didn't just do one keyword. Look at all this. Look at all I got here. So that's what we're going after. So we got backyard office. Said our opportunities are guest house, so modern backyard, let's see, guest house, We already added that to there. Guest house. No results. So modern backyard container guest house. Boom. Let's do luxury. Boom. None. 0 and a 0 on both of those. And we see we had pool house. 0. And then pool cabana. Also 0. All right, now you guys ready just for us to kind of narrow this down and start moving into the build? I mean, we could go like further, but really, honestly, like we spent more time doing this than we normally do. We usually spend like 15 minutes on this, but we want to make sure you really understand the process. Anybody want us to go through this a little more, or
let me clarify something again, because there was actually 3 more people I think just a little confused. I don't know if they came in here late or not, or maybe we just didn't explain it well enough, but they're still confused on, okay, when you do like this search right here, exact max search you just did, luxury backyard container pool cabana, and it comes back with 0 results. They're still getting a little confused, thinking that just means people aren't searching for it. And that's not what we're doing here. All we're doing is searching how much competition there is out there. It's not the demand. It has nothing to do with the demand. All it is that nobody was smart enough to use this to target this on their sites or on their videos or anything else they're doing.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's all about it's not about the traffic.
Here's a good example.
There are very few places that actually tell you the real. There's nowhere that tells you the real fact about search volume.
Yeah, and here's a great example. Okay, you're driving in your car, you're driving to work, or you're driving wherever you're driving, to the grocery store. Okay, well, when you drive on the road and you don't see a big billboard in a spot, does that mean that there's no cars that drive by it? No, there's plenty of cars that drive by it that would probably see it if you put a billboard there. It's just the fact that nobody's put a billboard there. So all this is doing is Google's telling us right here, nobody's put a billboard on that traffic. Now, Google won't even tell you exactly how many searches, when you use their keyword planner, because again, that keyword planner, which used to be called straight up just the Google AdWord keyword tool, was for AdWords. It wasn't for, hey, why don't you guys use this for free? Don't buy our AdWords and rank organically and just use our tool for free. That's not what it was meant for. So when people come back saying, oh, I checked the keyword planner tool and it came back with 0 results for searches, that doesn't mean nothing, because we don't even know exactly what the qualifications, for that exact amount to come back is anyways. They don't even tell anybody. They just want you to spend money.
Yep. Look at that. This is a solid one right here, guys. Do you think there's nobody that searches for this?
Yes, Doug, the keyword planner is useless.
Yeah. Well, let me just ask you guys a question. Do you think there is nobody who searches for prefab backyard cabin? You think there's like nobody ever searches that? Exactly. People do search that. It is a hot term. So backyard cabin, prefab backyard cabin. What does it mean? Let me ask you another question. Okay, so we're gonna do some. So you're on here, so I apologize. We're gonna test your asses. Okay. What does it mean if they type in prefab in that search on top of backyard cabin? What does that mean? Anybody want to take a quick stab at that? What does it mean if this is their search? Yes! Oh man, you guys are some smart cookies. They are ready to buy it. Yes, absolutely. They want to buy it. They are an active buyer. Because why is that? Because they are actually looking for they're looking for a done deal. If you're looking for a done deal, aren't you much more likely to be an active buyer versus you're just looking for, if I just did backyard cabin, well, there's 93,000 results. But what does it mean if I search backyard cabin? It could mean a lot of things. It could mean I just want to look at, I'm just a cabin aficionado, and I just want to look at pictures of backyard cabins today. That's how I feel like spending my free time looking at these pictures of backyard cabins. I mean, maybe that's what it means. But if I put in, say, you know what, prefab, prefab. I'm interested in getting one of these things, right? Because prefab. I mean, look what shows up when I type in prefab. We got all these shopping results already showing up. So that's the difference. I do prefab. So that's what these words are doing. So it's more than just, hey, we're trying to get easy words. No, we didn't pick any crappy like combinations of keywords here. We were very careful about it. We were thinking about, hey, what are people searching for that we can get these short tails, but we can also look at the opportunity of getting inside their heads. All
Yeah,
right?
we're not going to go after luxury, YI, container, house guest, pool, cabana. We're not going
Speaking,
to.
speaking of luxury, look at that keyword, man. Look at that.
Nice.
Luxury backyard cabin. I mean, use these modifiers, guys. These are awesome. So modern, that has 8, but dude, that's only 8. It's only 8. That's pretty cool. So luxury backyard cabin. I'm gonna add that to our list, man. That's a killer keyword right there. I'm gonna put it up here towards the top, okay? Because that's actually a really good one. All right, so I want to make sure we understand. Everybody here, oh, Chris loves this stuff. Awesome. Okay, Steve just gave me a good idea. Okay, so this is actually a good keyword. I'm going to add it in here, Steve, okay? I'm going to copy that. Steve said check out custom prefab tiny house for sale. That's a great one. 0 results. And that's all buyer intent. Look, let me tell you something right now. Let's say that only got, 2 searches a month. All right? I mean, it probably gets more than that, I imagine. But let's say that only got 2 searches from the entire planet in a month. Well, if that helps somebody sell one of these things, like it takes them 6 months to sell, do you think it's worth it? Probably. And we're not only talking, and that's the thing, we're not talking about we're only going after this one keyword. Look at the stack of keywords here. We're gonna go after a whole series of these so that we're really making all this easy as possible. Let me do this. Okay, I'm gonna copy that. And that's for sale. So that's, again, I don't know why it's making me change my, you suck.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Doug, while Ben's trying to figure that out, so Doug, to answer your question, yes, we typically like to see things under 100 results. So it's not 100 searches; it's under 100 results from Google. But like we said, I mean, we find so many winnable, awesome terms that have either 0 or under 10 that we end up going for. Very rarely do we get something that has over 10, just because we find so many awesome keywords.
Yeah. I mean, like we tell people, like, as a rule of thumb to go, like, stay under 100, stay under 200, whatever. But man, if you're able to look at this is a wealth of information right here. All right. I mean, why would I go after those that have 100 or 200 if I can just grab all these? Because by grabbing these, look at this, container guest home. All right. I'm just going to put in container guest home or container guest house. Okay. If I just do container guest house. Okay. And look at that. That's 71,000 results. And is that legit? That's legit. 71,000 results. Well, by going after prefab container guest house, guess what? I'm also going after container guest house. I'm not just so is that making more sense now?
Well, it's another good example for you guys is going after container guest house is like trying to sell your book in a bookstore. There's thousands and thousands of other books also trying to compete for people to buy your book. But if you have your book for sale in a coffee shop and you're the only one selling your book in a coffee shop that gets the exact same amount of foot traffic that the bookstore does, you're going to sell your book a hell of a lot more at that coffee shop than the bookstore.
Here's another buyer intent one. Affordable.
Yeah,
You
what
add
do we
that
got
word
there?
affordable,
Look at that.
boom.
0 results. See? So here's what we want you to understand. You're going to rank for affordable container guest house and container guest house as well.
Affordable container office, 5.
You're just being smarter than everybody else. That's what's going on here.
Yeah. And we're giving you all of our little secrets here, so take it. Don't hurt us. Let's see. We'll do a couple more of these. So this is always fun. We had what was it? Movie theater.
Yep, movie theater. I don't honestly know if I like movie theater.
Yeah, I think are you guys okay if we don't do movie theater and we just do the pool house?
Well, the
We do the
reason why
pool
I don't
house,
like,
the
and
office, and the guest
this
house.
is a good example, guys, of when to abandon something. The reason I don't like movie theaters because when you searched it, too many, backyard movie theaters came up where it was just a
Yep,
screen and a sound system for outdoor stuff. That's
yep.
why I don't
That's
really
what
like it.
I'm starting to think now too. I mean, well, that's what happens when we do. Oh, look, we're getting movie times here. Okay.
And not saying that I
Um,
wouldn't go after it. I mean, if I've got the time and I've already done all the other stuff, then and I'm going to be the dominating force, and I already have all the other shipping container stuff and the guest house, then yeah, maybe I would create that too. It wouldn't hurt me, especially if I had somebody else, if I outsourced that after
well,
I already had everything else.
here's a good way to look when you put it in and you actually you put it in an image. You check the image search. You see what images are showing up. And I only see a couple that are shipping containers without necessarily shipping container movie theaters. I mean, I know there's people doing this, but it just yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna abandon this one. You guys okay if we abandon that one and we just stick with the office, the pool house, and the guest house? Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah,
Cool.
Tim here was asking a question that
Backyard champagne room. That's awesome. I love that.
nice, nice.
All right, we're
Um,
taking movie
Tim
theater
here
off.
asked a question that I think some other people might have as well. It's a good thing to point out is will Google give different results depending on if you're logged in or somebody else or whatever? And sometimes that does happen. If you're logged in or if you are, if your IP is in, let's say, Dallas. And we actually had somebody, reach out and say, oh, your keywords that you said that you're on page one don't even show on page one for me, and I looked to see where they lived, and they lived in the Ukraine. So yeah, I mean, they weren't really the target market for a luxury SUV in Dallas if you live in the Ukraine. It's a whole different country. So that can skew the results a little bit. But don't even worry about that stuff. I mean, if you're getting zero results and stuff like that, then just go for it.
Yep. So what we're gonna do now let's organize these real quick, okay? Let's just kind of go through this and do quick organization. So we got guest house, pool house, office, right? So I'm gonna go through here and grab all the ones that have to do with like homes and guest houses, okay? And I'm gonna kind of categorize them. I'll just kind of put general slash home, okay? You can use any way you want to organize this stuff. It's just kind of showing you the way we do it. So I'm going to take these home, house, guest house, okay, cottage, guest house, kind of put cabin in that, guest home. Okay, so let's grab these right here. All right, I'm going to start putting them here, and then I'm going to organize them again. So that's container home. All right, grab these guest house things. Put them under the guest house. All right. We got a guest house. Grab that. Put it here. All right. Cabin, guest home, guest house. All right, so we got these that all go into the guest house category. All right. Boom. All right, so got those keywords there. Now we got the pool house. Let's see, look for. Okay, we're scratching the movie theater, right? Are we all agreed on that? Yes, yes, yes. Cool, cool. All right, so we're gonna grab these movie theater ones here, and we're just gonna get rid of those. We're gonna go the office and pool house. So let's go ahead and we have some office ones right here. Okay, office. Got those. Pool house. All these pool house ones go under pool house. All right. Guest house. Office. These are all office related. Boom. All right, we got pool house, pool cabanas right here. We're going to put those under pool house. We got the guest houses here. We're gonna put those under guest house. Done. And then we got, let's see what else we got here. We got the food stand, tiny container house plan.
You know what? Somebody asked me a question and it just reminded me of something. I don't even know if you mentioned it or if I wasn't paying attention. Scroll down to the bottom of that shipping container movie theater page of the Google search. And sometimes for additional ideas, which you don't see in this one, so let's do a more of a broad search real quick.
Hang on just a second. Let me do this before I lose this stuff, okay?
Yeah. Because Google will give you related search terms, which will give you ideas. Because somebody just gave me a really tough keyword to rank for, really short and
All right, so it's broad search now.
Yeah, so scroll down to the bottom. See, it only gave us two related searches, but a lot of times it'll give you multiple different ones to give you ideas. So if you just search, let's see.
I'll go back to where you had. So it showed me these two. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Just click on one of them.
Okay. Well, cinema. Okay.
And then scroll down to the bottom again. Gives you two more. I mean, this is kind of like what Google Wheel used to be, the Wonder Wheel, where it just gives you the related terms over and over again. Now, this is kind of a long tail, so you'd have to search like backyard or just guest house or backyard guest house. And I'm sure it'll probably give you different results.
Yeah, if I do backyard guest house.
Scroll down to the bottom.
Give me all these.
There you go. See, so it's giving you new ideas that you might not have thought of. Like that's where that prefab, for sale, cost, designs, floor plans, kits. I mean, just another way of finding more ideas if you get stumped. A lot of times we don't even need to look at those because we just got so good at kind of, figuring it out.
Yep.
This will help you guys.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. It's just yeah, nice.
I saw that.
I like Luis's idea there. That
comes with a glove too. Comes with a glove.
Okay. That's a good one. All right, so let me add this last one. This is tiny house. Okay, so we got a good list here. You guys feel good about this list? You feel good? You guys are part of building this list. Does that look good to you guys? Do we have a good start here? We're ready to take this and make some magic happen with it? Yes? Yes? All right, let's do it. Okay, Dan, let's where are we going now? Let me bring up our little checklist, okay? All right. Normally, guys, let me tell you right now, we spent like an hour on that. Normally that's like a 15-minute process, but but we really want to make sure you understand that process. So there you go. There's the process. The next piece is we need to start getting the content, okay? Now, before we do that, I forgot one little important piece. We need to narrow this down. So I want to pick really one of these keywords in each category. So you notice I categorized this into general home, guest house, pool house, office, right? So I want you to think of this as like these are all like little silos that we're going to go after, right? Now, all these other ones are going to be supportive. All these other keywords, we'll find ways to use a lot of them to be supportive of it. We'll show you the clever way we do that. But we need to pick like what we think is our favorite one. So for guest house, let's see, Dan, what are you liking? What are you liking in that list here for under guest house? It's the one we really want to
For guest house? Let's see. I like the affordable container guest house.
Okay, then that's going to be our
big one right there.
That's going to be our numero uno in that category. Okay, we're going to make that the number one. So this is going to be, we'll just put like stars next to that. That's like our big daddy keyword there. Okay, under general, let's see. I think okay. So we got to think clever here. We have prefab backyard container homes. Now, I want you to think about this. If we let's think in terms of like domain strategy, like with a WordPress.com site. Okay, if we're going to go, so let's say like prefab backyard container house, prefab backyard container home, prefab backyard container cottage, luxury or prefab luxury container house, prefab luxury container cabin. So prefab backyard office, prefab backyard, all these things. So what it says to me is our main thing needs to have prefab and backyard in it. So, I mean, do you agree with that, Dan? Like, because I'm actually thinking like our domain needs to have something along those lines. So, yeah, I think okay. So I'm going to vote if you agree um, with prefab backyard. The one we got here already, the first one, prefab backyard container homes. You agree with that for our general?
Say it again. How to use? Say it again.
For our general, like for our general under this general slash home category, prefab backyard container homes. I think that's the one we go with
Go for it.
because it fits everything else and it allows us to have the right content plan. Okay, so there we go. Under pool house, let's see. You just want to go. I'm either with prefab container pool house or backyard container pool house.
I
What do you
like the
think?
first
Anybody
one, the
have a
backyard.
backyard container pool house?
Yeah.
Okay, star that. Okay, office. Let's see. Prefab backyard container office space. Which one of those, guys? You guys want to vote on the office? What do you think for the office? First one, okay. Yep, let's just do the first one. I mean, I think, yeah, we put that first because it was us using our brains the best. And somebody asked, does it normally take this long? No, it does not normally take us this long to gather these keywords. In fact, we gathered a lot of keywords here, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. We're already done normally with
Yeah,
everything.
actually, we would probably be done with the whole process, but that's okay. We really want you to get this, so that's why we're doing this real time. All right, now, content time. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to go with backyard container house, okay? All right, and here's what we do to find content, because we're just going to show you how we literally just curate this stuff. So I just add the word tips, okay, and I just look for anything out there that just gives me, okay, 7 tips for beautiful house. Okay, well, that's not it. 7 homes built with shipping containers. 7 of the coolest converted shipping containers. Tips for an organized backyard. Okay, so we can look at that. I can also like just click on news and see if there's anything there. Okay, I could do storage container house tips, okay, or storage container house. I'll just type that in. All right, see what I get. Oh, we're getting the crazy stuff on there. What do you also think we should search for, Jake?
The like what to look for type stuff. So you know, tips on buying,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So you just say tips on buying a container, and yeah, 11 tips right there. Yeah, 11 tips you need to
There
know
we go.
before.
Okay, cool. Now we've got content 1. Okay, we're gonna pick like 3 of these things to kind of get some ideas. So I got that, and then let's do backyard office. Okay, let's add backyard office because that's another one of our things. Backyard office buying tips. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, let me point something out real quick too while you're thinking of that. Somebody privately messaged me and they didn't want to reveal their keyword openly for a product, and the product was very competitive. I mean, like one of the ultra competitive things you can think of. So they were a little stumped on how do I find, something that's easy to rank for, because a lot of it's taken. Well, also think of solutions your product, in that case, the solutions your product overcome. What does it do? What are the things that people might type in? Like, how do I use this? Or tips on using this product, or whatever it is. So if you think of the solutions that people are trying to solve, the problems that people are, trying to solve, that is another way, to target something. And a lot of times you can find something super simple. And just from doing 3 searches, I found one that had 1 competing site, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. People don't find the immediate solution to their problem. They kind of flounder around for a little bit, and you can kind of guide them to your product by solving the little issues first.
Yep.
Yeah, like I mean, a good example is my wife. It's been a few years since then, but I put this in the little key. I think I added that to the members area. It's like a keyword kind of PDF ebook that I wrote a few years ago before we moved, or right after we moved, and my wife was searching online for a moving company. And when you search just moving company or moving company your city, you ended up with a bunch of results that were like lead companies that were basically just capturing our lead and then just sending it out to the top 3 to 5 businesses and selling us as a lead. So instead of submitting our information and getting a ton of different bids from people we didn't even look up, we just searched, or my wife just searched without my suggestion. She searched moving from Northern California, or the Bay Area to Southern California to Orange County, and all of a sudden the list was a lot smaller, and then it brought up I think like Yelp with some results of people that moving companies that move you with great results, with great reviews. And that's how we found our company. So they got our business not because they created a great website, but because they just lucked out that people wrote reviews on Yelp and it popped up. But why not be, the one that creates those results for your pages where you show up? Solve the problems and target those keywords.
Here, like this. 23 shipping container homeowners speak out. What I wish I had known before building my shipping container home. So I'm going to be able to pull some really good content from this right here. I found, let's see, I found this, 8 modern prefab sheds that have like backyard offices. Let's see, I need to pull up some more for, let's see, I got pool house, guest house, office. So what else was there? Is that it? Let's just see what else we can find. I'm gonna do container. You know, uh, what should I do? Container
Um,
guest
Container
house,
home
container home
construction tips.
construction tips. There we go. Container home construction tips.
And for those of you who know what curation is, that's great. For those of you that don't, basically what Google is a curator. They're taking lots of different sites all over the web and organizing them. What you're doing is taking lots of different sites over the web and organizing them on your site. And Google loves that because you're solving one problem with like 8 different types of sites that they like too. So they see you as a person who's getting the people to go right to what they ultimately want, and that's how we're able to score high rankings really quick. We're answering the problem from a human perspective rather than their Google bot determining what's best, if that makes sense. So curation is just the gathering of good things that, when you browse, you're hopping from site to site to site. Well, this method is just capturing all of that and putting it on a site. And Google loves those type of sites.
Yep, and I'm finding some different really cool things on here that I'm just adding to the list. Like here's the ultimate guide to shipping container homes. So there we go. I got great content right there. So I got. Oh, thank you for that.
We got
several content pieces, and then one more piece I'm going to add. All right, this is Yahoo Answers. Okay, this is a really important place to get some stuff. So I can just type in. Wow, everybody's popping up on me today. Shipping container homes, okay, and a search there, and then boom, I got all these things. That is, every one of these questions is content. So I'm going to leave that tab up. All right, Dan, what were you about to say before I start pulling this all together?
Okay, we had a question here that maybe Jake would be best to answer unless you want to do it. They're asking, so are we not? 2 questions, kind of the same. One is asking why should we use WordPress.com other than not, and then the other one was so are we using WordPress instead of Weebly? And I don't know how you want to address those. I know we do have the
Yeah.
updates and stuff in the members area, so that is in there. I don't know if they saw that. But as
Yeah.
far as
So
WordPress.com, we can mention that at least.
yeah, I'll try to rip through this real quick. So there's a company called Moz. They used to be called what was it, Moz SEO or something like that. They are kind of the authority on, or outside of Google, the authority on what gets things ranked, right? So they're all a bunch of SEO nerds, right? So what they've done is they've developed their own scoring method, okay? And the scoring method, I'm only going to go over two, because those are the only two that you really need to know, are domain authority and page authority, okay? Domain authority is scored on 0 to 100. So sites like Facebook and, Pinterest and, Google, they have a domain authority of 100. So they're really powerful sites, right? And their page authority on those sites are really high. So how do we leverage that power for you guys immediately? Well, the only way to do that is through a subdomain structure. Unless you want to buy a new domain and spend, a pretty decent amount of time building up that domain authority, the quickest way to do it is through a subdomain. When we used Weebly, they used to be really cool and not block their robots.txt file, which actually keeps Google from actually seeing the site. So our other method is WordPress.com. WordPress.com has a domain authority of, I believe, 94 or 96. So right out of the gate, you have a domain authority that's extremely powerful. And if you put good content on the page, as Google indexes it, crawls it, sees it, it starts to up the score of that page authority, and that's what gives you first page rankings. High page authority, high domain authority, you get ranked high. Right, so we've given you, this is not something that a lot of people know about. This is actually pretty inside stuff. So WordPress.com is like a jump start. If you own a domain that you're trying to get rankings for, go build 5 of these WordPress.com sites and link it back to that domain. Make it relate to one another. Your other site will go up in rankings. So this is like we've said in the sales webinar, you can use this for anything. So domain authority, that's a long-winded answer, but domain authority is a great way to get started, to get quick rankings. WordPress.com is the way to go. Weebly, until they kind of figure out the mistake that they made. I think they're going to fix it eventually, because
Well, they have to. I mean, they're going to lose so much.
Yeah, it was a big mistake, but the cool thing about WordPress.org, guys, spend time, or not .org.com, spend a lot of time learning that interface. And I'm not saying like a month, I'm saying like a day. Spend a day learning. You can literally have like 30 sites on one login, totally unrelated or all related. It's like one of the greatest free tools we use to get quick rankings. And we're sharing it with you guys. It's really, really cool. This even excites us. We have all kinds of things come up that surprise us when we use this method.
Yep. And so what you guys see me doing right now is I'm grabbing some images. So you saw me get some content, I just have some tabs open. That's all I have right now. I just have some tabs open. So now I'm just looking for pool, cabana, just different things like that I can use like a decent little image for. Looking for something that doesn't look like a piece of crap, or I don't want a picture of the Wynn Hotel, obviously. So, and what I do is I put that in there and I use search tools, okay, and I want to look for labeled for reuse with modification, or I can do labeled for reuse. It's kind of the same thing, so that I know I can reuse that, right? So I'm just looking for these little things here. So let's see. See one there that stands out for you, Jake?
Yeah, there was one up near the top, I believe, on the right-hand side, like that guy over there. Yeah, we might be able to kind of.
There we go. That's a
crop that and.
Well, did you explain to them about the using the free images here?
Yeah, but this one has like a little. Yes, we just did.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's just so you don't get in trouble later.
Yep.
Yeah. Right, now, I was also going to mention that you don't have to just go for free. I mean, you could also buy them too. I mean, For less than $1 an image, you can actually buy a couple. So if you want to invest a little cash, did you already say that?
No, we didn't say that.
Oh, you were giggling like a schoolgirl, so I thought you did.
No.
All right, cool. So you can actually buy them. We recommend 123RF, which is just 123RF.com. I'll throw a link in there. And this will be in the resources as well. But if you want to buy some images, you can find them in there. Find some high quality images that you can use that look good. I don't know if they'll have tiny homes listed on there. Let's see.
Am I using? Oh, we need to put label for reuse. Okay, so we got a couple here. That's kind of a cool one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. Oh, I got view image. Oh, it's gonna let me
Yeah,
save
it'll
it.
save it right away.
Okay, tiny container.
And have fun with this, guys. It's like you're getting to the inside of like what your visitor's going to be seeing and thinking about when they see it, and it's a cool thing. I know an image. It's like, oh, you'll spend probably quite a bit of time looking for the right image, but what's the saying? Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So if the image is right and it really grabs the attention of the user, that could be the difference between them taking action and not.
Pay attention to what I'm doing here, guys. I'm naming each one of these image files something related to my keywords.
Exactly. This is huge. You need to do that because that way you can just grab that, and we'll show it to you in a minute when you can. Well, basically, Google sees that. They see that you have images on your page, and they read the name of it, and they'll actually index the page based on the image. So if you name the image, like Ben said, one of your keywords.
And as long as it's related to your keywords, it doesn't even have to exact, and it's better if it's exact, but as long as it's related, it makes sense to Google.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got those. Let me grab just a couple more of these images, okay? Let's see. I grabbed that, oh, I didn't grab that. That's a cool little one. Look at that cute little house, everybody.
Aww.
Aww.
So pretty.
All right, so tiny prefab. Let's see. Home. Oh, I want to add like container in there somewhere. Okay, container. Okay, then I'm going to grab, now we need, let's see, we need office. So we'll put in backyard office. Okay, so let's see, we got reuse. These are all storage sheds. The beauty of doing it live, guys.
Yeah, what you could do is just put in like office, like a picture of a home office or something, and because if you think about it, the person that's hitting the page,
the interior.
They're going to be thinking like what the experience is like inside. They know it'll look cool in a container. Oh yeah, that'll be cool. It'll fit. But you could literally just have like this picture right here. Would be perfect, because it's like, look, imagine you having this private, calm place that you can work away from who's the guy that had the mother-in-law comment in the house. That might be a good reason. Don't build her a granny pad. Build yourself an outdoor office or backyard office.
Yep. Let's see. Let's find. There's another one. All right. I'm going to grab that, save it. We'll put prefab container office. Okay, I think we have enough images. We need to come back and grab some more. We are. So all right. So here we are, guys. We've grabbed. We've got our keywords. We've got our content ready to go. So let's go into WordPress. Okay, let's start doing this.